What is up, everybody? This is IHE Robo, and I'm gonna watch some behind the scenes M3GAN 2.0 clips. Remember that awesome movie? I've got like some behind the scenes stuff, and I want to wrap it up with listening to Jason Blum talk about its failure on this podcast. So let's just get into this.
It's nice to meet you,
Oh my god.
Letterboxd. I'm Megan, but you already knew that. And these are my 4 faves.
Right. They really try and get cute with the marketing of this movie. That's kind of like all it has.
Tar. Are you surprised?
A little bit.
God forbid a girl loves a drama. Orphan first kill.
Is that supposed to be a joke because of what happens in Tar?
Goals. Work it, girl. Life size. Eve walked so I could run at 100 miles per hour.
Wow.
Get out. Would have taken points off because the actor who plays Rose is so annoying, but
The comedic writing is just on fire.
at least she dies. And that's my top 4. If you don't agree, then I'm just going to assume that's a you problem.
Thanks. Thanks, Letterboxd. That was cool. Right. Now onto an actual interview. I really want to see how they address or justify the genre shift, if at all.
M3GAN 2.0.
Who are you? Oh, that's
Oh my
Megan.
goodness,
Oh, that really is her.
I'm so thrilled. First of all, to just bring Megan back, but also to continue her story in a way that I don't think people are expecting her to return,
Damn, she's got a high-pitched voice, huh?
which I'm very excited for. I think there's
Don't expect her
a
to
lot of
return.
surprises that even the trailer didn't show that I'm even more excited for audiences to see.
Man, I love these. I love how awkward they are. It just gives me a boost, that cringe energy.
Like a much bigger movie. It's bigger in just about every sense of the word, including literally she is larger, but also the world is expanded. Basically, once
Yeah, because it's an action movie now for some reason.
we knew we were adding a second doll to the mix, it seemed kind of obvious to us that we were going to be moving into action, since
Okay, she's addressing it.
the only thing that could possibly motivate bringing Megan back to life would be something that's scarier than Megan, and then there we were in action as a genre.
Why does that? Whatever, it's not her fault.
And sci-fi and comedy and horror.
There's some new
Horror notably being listed last.
characters, there's also some new dance moves, and Megan is back and she's bigger
New TikTok trends for everybody.
than ever, and I cannot wait to see the audience's reactions.
God, the way they do this with the marketing is so funny.
All right, meat sacks. Let's get to work.
They thought they'd been so iconic. And to be fair, they kind of are.
It's a bigger movie.
Shout out New Zealand. Nice one.
We've been saying it's action-packed. It really is action-packed, and it's just packed. Like with
It's just packed. I mean, he's not wrong about anything he's saying. It's just action packed.
packed a lot into like a
A
2-hour
lot in.
movie.
It evolved from a tiny little horror movie into a summer blockbuster action sci-fi movie.
I love James Wan. Why couldn't you have directed this? Maybe you could have found a way to make it enjoyable.
So I think it's very exciting for the audience to see the direction that Megan has gone down.
The girl is badder, bigger, taller. That's how
How do they keep mentioning that like it's like a feature, like a reason to go see it?
she's evolved. The franchise, we went from this one-room indie horror to this
Indie horror.
massive action-packed horror that's full of heart and horror, and it's wonderful.
Wow. So I guess Captain Morgan sponsored it. This is cooler than anything in the movie. Like a weird robot server. What the fuck? The robot's getting more screen time than the
got
actors.
some really awesome cast, as you would have seen tonight. Like the supporting cast is really cool. It's so colorful.
And we've been able to sort of just play around with her physicality and There was so much in the original.
Didn't even mention this character in my review. What is there to say? It's just Ukrainian Megan.
Original script and on the page that allowed me to just understand her. Some existential questions regarding her beginning and her wiring.
I also didn't really mention the like AI commentary, the half-assed, half-baked AI commentary. The kind of the conclusion at the end is more like,
We're needlessly scared of technologies. If we just learn to embrace it, then maybe things will be okay.
I see a lot of depth in her, and so I was really, really excited to play around with her.
must be so hard to lie through these. Look at Jason down there and James. Jason and James. The J's coming home for M3GAN.
It was awesome. When I was reading the script, I always think how I'm going to play this off when we actually come to film it.
Wait, is that Nightwing? Bruh.
And I would not have done that without my amazing stunt team. You'll see in the movie that I got to do a lot of my own stunts.
Martial arts training for M3GAN is just so strange.
Obviously, I wanted to keep her campiness and her sass and her fun that everyone loved in the first film. But I think there's a new side of M3GAN that people are going to see. I'll give a little hint.
I didn't mind this puppet thing. Surely that's like the angle they should have gone, just more like elaborate like robots and creepy things. It's like they barely even care about the horror.
Heroic element. I also see a little bit of vulnerability from her.
Yeah, she steps out of the portal in Avengers Endgame now. That's like how they're treating her. Wait, the forgotten Marvel hero? M3GAN?
But also
2.0?
we're still keeping all the sass. I think everything is just elevated 100 times, and I'm just so beyond excited to see how everybody reacts.
M3GAN
Remember, bigger is always better.
is a little bit taller. She's a lot smarter.
Why do they keep saying that? She's a little bit taller. Yeah, because the actress who plays M3GAN's body, not her voice, is like 15 years old and had a growth spurt.
She's a lot more murderous, I have to admit, you know, I mean,
She's less murderous. She has the inhibitor chip. She's like Doc Ock. Marvel.
think she's trying to,
And just layering. A lot of like, I don't want to say new genre, but just definitely.
It is new genre. Right, so he can just talk normally. I don't get what he was going for with his role. He was like mumbling every line.
A new territory. It's very fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for them to just see it and enjoy it. It's a film in order, like
This music is triggering me.
Bring your significant other, because it's the best thing. You can grab onto their arm if you're scared.
No, because the squirrel suit action is so tense. It's like watching Tom Cruise.
Just go with every single one of your favorite people, because I guarantee you, it's gonna make you laugh. Maybe it'll make some people cry. I've heard I think it's the movie of the summer. I'm biased, of course, but...
Yeah, the fact they released it as a summer movie is wild.
Boring.
Yeah, true. Both of them are.
Sydney Sweeney.
Only 2 minutes left.
Mikey
She's just so sassy. She's just got all that sass.
Madison. Florence Pugh.
Boring.
What was your preparation like for that really cool flight suit sequence?
What are we doing here?
That we saw in the trailer? Hello?
Oh, sorry. I just entered snooze mode.
I had a blast with this film, and one of my favorite scenes is, of course, the singing scene with M3GAN and Gemma.
Maybe the worst scene in the movie.
The song was something that was a topic of discussion as we were developing the movie, and obviously we needed to pick just the perfect...
They're referencing the Kate Bush intentional cringe moment. Cringe comedy.
I mean, I think also because of the emotional stakes at the moment, again, without giving anything away.
Yeah.
Emotional stakes. What are you? Are you a comedy? Are you a horror? Are you an action? Are you a Marvel? I think you're a Marvel.
It is so grounded in what everyone's going through at that point in the movie.
What I love is that M3GAN definitely packs more of a punch in this film.
Am I dreaming? This is such a strange project.
So for both of you guys, could you see M3GAN becoming maybe our next?
Like, maybe if they had tried this, like, in 2018, or during the peak of, like, these superhero action movies where they'd each just seemingly with ease make $1 billion, I'd at least understand, but, like, we're at a point where those kind of movies are actually struggling more than they have in a long time.
Favorite superhero? And if so, who would you want to see her?
Wait, I just missed what...
Could you see M3GAN becoming maybe our next favorite superhero?
That's definitely what they were going... What a strange late reaction to a trend. They might as well have put her in a video game. You know, follow the video game adaptation trends. Put her in Mario 2.
And if so, who would you want to see her battle off against? Maybe a supervillain.
So they just...
She's not a superhero. I don't think so.
Come on.
But she also like
She is
and she
not.
isn't. Yeah, she kind of just like always is. But she defies genre, I think. Like
She defies genre. That's what they were going for. I guess they wanted to do like every different genre movie, but with M3GAN as the lead.
honestly, what Gerard did so beautifully in the first movie is establish this like super unique tone with these very unique characters. Obviously, like essentially the lead of the movie is a robot, and so in the first movie we're in a kind of grounded,
Really bad mic for this interview.
like horror thriller comedy world, and now we're in an action movie, and like where
What a wild
where
scene.
will we go next? I don't
Like,
know.
what the...
Oh, but we know that she's gonna be. Well, I didn't have to learn a whole martial art like Violet
Yes,
did.
you were definitely kicking some butt.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Kicking some butt in M3GAN 2.0.
It was so fun getting to practice that. The stunt team is
No, is that Nightwing? Bruh.
incredible, and we could not have done that.
It really is a superhero
No, so
movie.
true. Redirecting violence in a positive direction. Yeah.
Were fans of the first movie looking for this? Is this what they were after? I'm quite confused.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I guess I appreciate the swing and the miss. At least it did swing. This is probably a funnier story that this has happened than them just like copying the first movie again. But instead they copied superhero movies and Mission Impossible.
Now, of course, this film leans on a lot of AI.
Luckily, it wasn't like super. I feel like I've kept good boundaries with ChatGPT, like to this point.
What a surreal nightmare we are living in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but asking it mostly, it was like the.
Like, why is our reality a better sci-fi dystopia than M3GAN 2.0? Isn't that like the point of the movie?
Picture it painted was so boring. It was like you live
Like
on
this conversation is scarier than anything in the horror action romp known as M3GAN 2.0.
the East Coast, and you are like you like beige, and you have a toddler who you're worried about all the time.
I'm getting bored of this one. Let's speed it up. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a new Dibby on the scene. They made Dibby M3GAN. This is my favorite part. This little Dibby thing.
In a body, and I'll help you stop her.
With the anime eyes. Okay, we can hear it from the director.
Hi, Gerard. I had so much fun watching this movie, and
I love the body language. It's so awkward.
To me, it just seemed like an obvious thing that we've just got to go bigger and just,
Always got to go bigger. Bigger is always better. Remember that, kids.
The reaction to the first movie was so big and bonkers, it just felt like it deserved a bonkers sequel.
It was also, but like, it was multiple years past 2022. Like, maybe if they'd kind of rushed this out to try and ride the meme train, but it's like, M3GAN memes are ancient now.
you definitely executed that.
But the hope is that M3GAN has the years and the experience.
I wonder who really championed the idea, if they were all just drinking the Kool-Aid, as far as like, let's turn this into Mission Impossible now. That's an awesome idea.
It's on the clock that Amelia doesn't.
Now, M3GAN has so many different looks in this movie that are so amazing.
And iconic. And slay.
So how did you decide on creating these different looks and creating what M3GAN 2.0 actually looked like?
Well, yeah, it's funny that, that it was obviously a bold step even changing the costume at all, because the first one was so iconic, but...
He said iconic.
It just made no sense for her to be in the same outfit,
Yeah.
because she was designed as a toy. So if she's going to be doing all of these things in the real world, we've got to think of other things she can wear. She kind of, even though she's this... marvel of modern technology, there's a timelessness.
He said it, Marvel. It's a marvel, everybody. This is phase 5 Marvel or whatever one.
It's in a classicness to her,
Yeah.
so she has a little bit more swagger, and she's a little bit more. She's growing a few inches, so she's
Yes.
They're obsessed with mentioning that.
So yeah, but the cyberpunk outfit as well.
Cyberpunk. It looks like K-pop Demon Hunters right here.
It's really fun to design.
Well, I think she's my next favorite action star. I
What are we talking about? It's like if they made the first Chucky and then as a sequel put Chucky in Mission Impossible. Or Marvel. Which actually kind of sounds epic now I'm saying it out loud. They followed their instincts and it really worked out for them. What were they must have been looking for like a $300 million like summer blockbuster gross from this. So unusual.
in my mind, I was like, can she go toe to toe with Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, see that.
So she can take his job.
Literally.
I hear he's leaving. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
Final
yeah.
Reckoning. A supervillain you might want to see her face off against.
Oh yeah.
Thanos, Galactus, Brainiac, or M3GAN versus Brainiac, teaming up with Superman.
Yeah, no, I would love that. In terms of supervillain, I don't know, but definitely it has to be someone as formidable as Ivana was, as Amelia.
Here we are. I like these ones when they like go on some sort of news show.
Danced her way into horror history.
Horror history is back. Megan 2.0 is here.
I mean, you know, it was more than just successful. It was a monster. Memes,
monster memes.
Did you think it would be so successful?
You know, my fans are like 6-year-olds, like little 6-year-old girls, and
What? 6-year-old girls and gay dudes.
they're like, I'm like, you guys are allowed to watch the film. And they're like, yeah, we love Megan. What it's like when an AI realizes it doesn't need us humans anymore. And I feel like after watching.
So M3GAN 2.0 and the last 2 Mission Impossibles have the same villainous threat. That's quite funny.
So you were in Marvel, you were young Yelena in Marvel's Black Widow, and Thunderbolts.
Wait. Marvel? So she is Marvel.
The Haunting of Hill House, and so much more. I mean, what do you do? What else are you doing?
Wow. From Marvel to Marvel 2.0.
I mean, like physically, the animatronic has more mobility in her torso. Are you surprised? Yeah, she just has much more, like, she turned her back and her head in many more specific ways. You're doing a good job.
The way they're editing in these clips is weird. Oh, here it is again. The most epic
Maybe
scene.
she can fly now, you know?
They fly now. Megan flies now.
This is a full-on action movie, and she really steps up to the plate.
I need sex. Let's get to work.
So it's not like they were hiding this from the market. I didn't see any of these trailers or anything before watching it, so I didn't quite realize it was going to be full-on action movie, but that was not something they even hid. Oh, God. R.I.P., man.
Were you at all surprised how much people were captivated by a murderous little girl doll?
Yes.
So this is like, this is a Terminator 2 situation.
Well, here's the thing. A little bit.
Genuinely, yes. M3GAN is Terminator now.
We'll be right back with more Alice in Wonderland, everybody.
Wow, that was, right, let's listen to, Blum.
Well, thank you for having me.
I gotta say, typically
thank you for saying yes when I didn't beg, but when I asked to be on your show this morning. I think you were quite surprised to get that call.
I will be honest, I was. I typically will get those calls from producers who have hits over the weekend and would like to come on the show and talk all about the hit.
Wow, that was very candid. That was so sarcastic.
And the process and everything they did right that led to a big smash opening weekend. You were the opposite. You were basically, well, you tell me, why are you doing this? Why do you want to come on the show?
Why are you doing this?
First, let me tell your dear listeners, of which I'm one, the exchange. I called Matt, and his first response was, "Oh, so you're calling me to tell you there's like a little glimmer of hope in like Indonesia with Megan? Like, what is
you found $20 million?
Yeah. What is the bright spot?" And I said, "Matt, you know, I've been in pain all weekend long, and I've been thinking about all this stuff way too much. And this morning I woke up and we started to, not surprisingly, this person was inquiring, what's happening to Blumhouse, Blumhouse this, Blumhouse that."
It's actually quite surreal that he was willing to do this. It's kind of cool, actually.
And I thought, you know what? If Blumhouse is in a slump, I'd like to tell that story. I don't want other people to tell that story, number one. And number two, one of the things that is so annoying about our business is everyone, everyone says, "Oh, I learned so much from failure." But when they're actually in a situation where things are not going well, they sweep it under the rug. They pretend it's not happening. As your point is, everyone who comes on your show is on your show when everything is going right. And then they tell you all the lessons they learned from when everything wasn't going right. And I said, you know what? I want to go on Matt's show when everything isn't going right, in the right middle of the pain, and talk about that, which I think, I don't know, if it were me on the other side of it, would be much more helpful, much more amusing, and certainly much more honest. And the last thing, luckily, I don't run a public company. Blumhouse is not a public company. So it's not like I have to pretend on an earnings call. So listen, let's not pretend. Let's call it what it is and get into it. So that's why I called you.
I mean, respect. I appreciate that level of candor, honesty.
Well, and as I said to you, 99% of producers would like to have your problem. Why didn't this movie work?
Well, this is a great Hollywood story. And mind you, it's only been 3 days. And so really, I'll have a more thoughtful answer to that, if we talk.
Oh, he did this after 3 days.
Christmas. But I will say, just to summarize it, 10 weeks ago, the number we were batting around was $45 million. And we were seriously talking about how amazing it would be for the little movie M3GAN to outgross F1.
That's right. People were talking about that.
That's unhinged.
We're talking about that.
Yes.
This tells you how bananas tracking is in this current marketplace. Now, the other thing about the current marketplace is clearly there is a huge audience who is excited to go to the movies. The key is we can't figure out what movies they want to go see.
So what happened? What, in your estimation, happened?
3 big pillars, all with the North Star, or pillar 1 and 2, certainly with the North Star, which is a classic Hollywood story, is we at Blumhouse and our partners too, but really, I really want to make sure this is a podcast about Blumhouse, not about the people that we worked with, not about the studios that we're partners with. This little 20-minute thing is our story around this little slump. And we all thought M3GAN was like Superman. We could do anything.
There it is.
We could change genres. We could put her in the summer. We could make her look different. We could turn her from a bad guy into a good guy.
Why?
And we kind of classically overthought how powerful people's engagement was really with her. So my 3-part thing is, the first part is we decided
we're going to make Beeb history with this.
To genre swap. Audience was not ready to genre swap. So that has to do
Meaning
with
it was less of a thriller horror picture and more of an action-y comedy picture.
Exactly. And people wanted more M3GAN just like she is. Now, every time you do a sequel, you have to ride this very fine line, which is if you make it too close to the first movie, everyone says, you ripped off the first movie, and why'd you make this movie? What a waste of time. And if you make it too far away from the first movie, everyone says, why the fuck is this a sequel? This has nothing to do with the first movie, and we're pissed about it.
The same.
I mean, yeah.
Different. We talk about that on the show a lot. It's got to be the same, but different.
So the second thing is, we thought she could live in the summer, right? We thought we got to tell, we're going from a little horror movie to a tentpole, right? We thought she could live in the summer.
Well,
why did they think that?
Did that with The Purge, though. It kind of worked for The Purge, right?
It's worked, but that was pre-COVID. The third thing is, when you genre switch, your execution has to be A+. And we did get a higher cinema score on this M3GAN than our last M3GAN. The few who saw it really liked it, right? The critics was mixed, a little worse than the first M3GAN, I think. For that, we had Gerard is a terrific director, and I could point to exactly what happened there, which is on the first M3GAN, Gerard is someone who can solve almost anything you throw at him, but needs time. And he's just one of those directors that needs a lot of time. And on the first M3GAN, he had all the time in the world. I don't think we even had a release date until the movie got finished. And on this, again, we got over our skis too far. Summer movie, change the genre, set the date. And we got too excited. We got too excited by M3GAN, and it didn't work. So that's what happened. So that's the story of M3GAN.
Okay, but that doesn't explain the initial excitement for the movie and the tail off. And I do wonder if the social media element here is also a big factor, because the first M3GAN really captured that. It became a thing. It became part of everyone's TikTok feed, and the dance and the memes and all of it. And I know that is eternally frustrating for filmmakers and studios because you can't control that and you can't really create that. And
they gave it way too much credence. They thought they could build a film around online memes. When has that worked?
Just the fact that this time around, it didn't catch fire like that. There was nothing that told people this is fun and cool and different.
No, I mean, I have a little different spin on it. I think that we all collectively, we push that too hard. I think that really works if it's organic.
Oh, interesting. So it felt inauthentic.
The diehard fans loved it, but if you were kind of like, yeah, M3GAN was fun, I might go see the second one. Wait. What's this? What's all this stuff? You know, I think in my mind that probably has more.
Why would you shift it into the genre with the most discussions around fatigue? You know, these action superhero comedies. So stupid.
But really, you know, your question is one that we're still trying to figure out, like, how was it so strong and then reduced so fast? Like I said before, if you look at Final Destination, if you look at Sinners, if you look at, to a lesser degree, 28 Years Later, which I actually thought was a terrific movie, the thing that's so elusive is if all the movies weren't working, it would be horrible,
right?
But it would be more, there'd be more explainable. But it's just so interesting what people, especially post-COVID in this new theatrical world, what they show up to. And to your point, the great news is when they show up, they're showing up bigger and more. Yeah, but when they don't show up, they show up way less.
That's a really interesting point. I'm really appreciating this commentary from him, actually, because I also have observed that same thing post-COVID. Everything seems to have shifted. Like, super interesting trying to figure out like what is going on.
It does get to this industry-wide issue, though. Do you think there is too much horror in the marketplace?
Right now, I do. And I think we're used to a market that can absorb 12 to 15 horror movies where you get these singles and doubles. Mm-hmm. I think that's gone. I think that's a thing. I mean, maybe, by the way, might come back, who knows? But for right now, I don't think the market can absorb as much horror as there is, for sure.
And it's interesting that those three recent hits that you mentioned, all of those were more expensive than the kinds of movies you typically make. I mean, Sinners, obviously, a lot written about how expensive that one was, but 28 Years Later was in the 50 to 70 million range, Final Destination around 50. Those are, when you get into those style movies, they've got to be hits, or else you're going to lose your shirt on these. Your movies, for the most part, with exceptions, tend to come in at lower costs than that. Do you maybe think that you need to up the budgets?
They come in at lower costs. We already have upped the budgets, and I do think we need to up the budgets. I think people need events. I don't think you can get away. You can't break out. You can get, if you look at last year, one movie did over $100 million that was a low budget horror movie, Longlegs. That's it.
Oh man, I don't know if I agree with this. Like, isn't like the whole reason they rushed out M3GAN 2 was because they made M3GAN 1 on like a $12 million budget and it made over $100 million. I feel like playing around with more of those and getting just one of those is still a better idea than making one $100 million horror movie, and then when that bombs, you're really screwed.
I think it's virtually impossible to make Get Out, to make a movie for $4.5 million and have it do $250. I think you need theatrical events, and that's a big thing that we are looking at. That's what we have. We have Black Phone 2 as a theatrical event. Five Nights at Freddy's is a theatrical event. More expensive movies. Our friends at Atomic Monster have The Conjuring and Mortal Kombat coming out. I think the death to success for an entrepreneur is to repeat what you've done before because it worked. And I think, one of the big things that we do and one of the big responsibilities we have to our filmmakers is to communicate to them what is working now. And what is working now is very different than what used to work for Blumhouse. And we are internalizing that and we are pivoting as a result of it.
So when you have a rough spot like this, is it a cause for...
But like he just mentioned FNAF, for example. A $20 million budget, lower than M3GAN 2, enormous, 10 times gross. That seems to be like the model. What does he mean by higher budgets? He mentioned like Black Phone as well. So again, the first Black Phone, $18 million, grossed a healthy 161. I feel like this is how much bigger is the budget going to be for FNAF and Black Phone 2? I feel like they're playing with fire with that.
And what are those conversations like with Universal, which releases most of your movies and has a stake in your company? Are you a big screaming on the phone, let's figure out who takes the blame for this one, guys. How is that Universal relationship?
I'm the opposite of that. I shoulder the blame for this, not Universal. We shoulder the blame for this.
Respect. Damn, I really respect that approach.
Yeah, but you delivered a movie that got a higher cinema score than the previous one, and it opened to a third of the amount as the previous one. So marketing and distribution play a role there.
Yeah, they play a role, but we're in this together. And I've made plenty of movies that have gotten a 4 Rotten Tomatoes, and they don't call me and say, you messed up. And I share with them my learnings, and they give me notes. They say, well, this maybe not, maybe this, maybe not. But I felt, and I said at the premiere very publicly when we started this movie with marketing, I remember when Wicked was everywhere, I made a joke with Michael Moses. I said, I want M3GAN to feel like Wicked.
He runs the marketing.
Yeah, but I guess the buck does stop with him.
You know what? Whether you liked the marketing or didn't like the marketing or whatever you felt like, it did. At least to me, it did. It was everywhere. And everyone tried. Everyone put their back in it. And it's not productive to point fingers. And it's why I'm doing your show, because it drives me insane. And people people should take, and as you pointed out, I take credit when credit's due. Whiplash and Get Out are on my New York Times list. And
you voted for yourself. That's right. I outed you.
I voted for myself. I take credit when credit's due, but I also take blame. And if you don't take blame, you should not take credit.
Yes. For the record.
Fair play.
If I did a ballot, Whiplash would be on it. So I would vote for that one as well.
Let's forget Whiplash and Get Out Blumhouse Productions.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I remember talking to you around Five Nights at Freddy's, and that one surprised you on the other end, I think. It surprised you how well it opened.
Shocked! Only Scott, who's a genius and way smarter than me, knew
Scott
because
Mendelson,
I was
yes.
I did not.
That seems... Man, they really don't have a read on the culture then. Like, that's just an easy slam dunk, I feel like, FNAF. Like, that's an IP one.
Not that I didn't like the movie. I liked the movie. I thought the movie was good. I thought it played. I had no idea what it would do. We have not produced a straight up scary event movie that has not worked. If we do that, I will be scared.
Wait, what about Exorcist? That was supposed to be big trilogy, and that one didn't work.
Well, it was supposed to be a straight up scary movie, but the problem with The Exorcist was way too much of a drama. You can't look at The Exorcist and say that scared me like the Conjuring movies. We set out to do that. We didn't. By the way, David Gordon Green has done an incredible job for us, and
he did Halloween to much success.
We were all linked arms in that one too. The original Exorcist really plays like a drama, and so we got too close to the original. On that one, we didn't get far enough away from the original, right?
And it's not 1970s.
Some things are sacred cows though, like remaking The Exorcist. It's just a horrible idea. Like a FNAF movie is just an easy sell.
75 anymore.
Correct. It's not 1975 anymore. But we have yet to, if we make a straight up scary event movie, it doesn't work. Maybe I'll be saying it's existential and I'll be hiding from you.
How much do you talk to James Wan, your partner, about this stuff? He's also very smart about horror.
I talk to him all the time. He's not just smart about horror. He's really, really smart about the audience. He is a fan himself in a profound way. He's really smart about marketing. He's as good as you get in the world of scary and other things too. And we talk about this stuff all the time. And all the emails that I'm on about M3GAN, he's on too. And we're putting our brain trust together, and we're going to come back swinging.
He didn't call this one?
No one called it. I mean, who called it?
Not me. I on the confidence scale, I thought this one would work.
Me too. We all did. We all did.
I don't know where they got that confidence from outside of the meme stuff online.
The other thing that I'll say, and the phrase in my defense comes, but I'm gonna let that go for a second, is one thing it's not gonna do, and one thing I think it's important to celebrate, even if the financial results are not there, is we took a shot. And I really hope that people continue to take creative risks within the walls
I'd call it an uncreative risk, personally.
Their franchises. Otherwise, the movies will feel all the same.
Right.
And the disadvantage that we have as theatrical producers, distributors, marketers is streamers, they know what kind of t-shirt their audience is, where they just know, they have so much data, they know everything about their audience. And the fun thing about the movies business and the difficult thing is we just don't.
That's super interesting that you mentioned streaming platforms. which do hide the metrics of success and have so many different ways to read it than just a straight up box office weekend or whatever. It's one of the things I resent about it, actually. It's a lot more hidden and less exciting in that regard.
It's much less of a science and much more of an art and a gut feel. And again, when the movie works, it really feels like more fun. It's hard to say it feels like more fun when it doesn't, but it does. But in a way, it does. It's more exciting. You can't like retrofit or build a movie to work. You just can't do it.
Craig, are you in shock right now that a producer has come on to talk about his failure?
I hope this is a first.
It is a first, and hopefully this, causes more people to come on and do
We're
the same
open for
thing.
business.
Yeah, we are.
I hope so.
This is all I wanted.
I'm shouting out to everyone in the movie business that sometimes it goes great and sometimes it doesn't, and it's important to talk at both times.
I agree. All right. Well, congratulations for all of your success, this movie notwithstanding, and for your candor and willingness to come on the show. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on so quickly. Talk to you later.
Wow. Yeah, that's July 1st too. Major respect for him doing that. There's a lot of Blumhouse movies that I don't like, but he sounded quite likable in that interview. So yeah, that was quite interesting. Let me know what you thought about those strange interviews and this whole... It's just yet another one of these movies where the meta-narrative is so much more interesting than the actual movie itself. See you on the next vid. Bye.